Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corina, One Budgeting Wifey, here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today I am so excited to talk to you guys all about how to set realistic goals that you can attain in the year 2019. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright friends, so I might be weird, but setting New Year's resolutions or New Year goals is one of my absolute favorite things to do. I look forward to it. I get super excited. I start planning out what my goals are going to be in the month of December for the following year, and I start setting out a map and a plan of how to achieve those goals within that next year. Now, I have loved setting goals pretty much my entire life, but I understand that that's not everyone, and some people struggle with how to set goals well and set goals that they can actually achieve within a time frame. So I love to share my knowledge about goal setting and how to set goals that you are going to be able to reach and that are realistic and make sense for yourself or your family and wherever you are in your situation. Today I want to share with you guys how I set my goals and how you can set successful goals and be able to really feel successful towards reaching your goals in 2019. So I'm going to start by breaking down an acronym that you guys have probably heard if you've looked into goal setting, which is SMART. Many people use this acronym when they're setting their goals to make sure that their goal is actually truly a goal that they can reach. Now, the SMART acronym is broken down as follows. The S is for specific. So is your goal specific enough? So is your goal specific enough? You can't just say, I would like to lose weight. You should say, I want to lose 20 pounds this year. Really make it a specific goal so that you have something to hit. That it's not just kind of an ambiguous, like, I don't know, just, you know, kind of like fluffy statement, but it's something that is truly going to help you to know when you've achieved that goal. The M is for measurable, which goes along with being specific. How are you going to measure your goal to make sure that you're hitting your goal or that you're working your way towards that goal? The A is for attainable. Is it something that you can do physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically? Is it something that makes sense for where you are in your life? Is it something that you can attain? The R is for realistic. Is it realistic for your life? Is it something that will fit into the context of what your life looks like? Or is it something that you need to extend out a couple of years? If it's a big goal, like I'd like to get my master's degree, if you need to break that out, then break it down. I want to complete X number of units this year, and then I'll complete X number of units next year. Or I want to graduate with my master's degree by year X, and this is what I'm going to do this year in order to start moving towards that goal. And the T in SMART is for timely. So what is the time frame for your goal? When do you want to see this goal accomplished? It's really easy to say, I'd like to do this by the end of the year. But sometimes our goals can actually be accomplished within a shorter time frame, and you either need to extenuate your goal, like beef it up a little bit more, or you need to adjust your time frame. So for instance, one of my goals this year is actually to lose weight, and I know like 99.9% of people everywhere, that is their goal. But rather than just saying, I'd like to lose weight, I set a specific number that I would like to get to, and then I know that I don't want to take the entire year getting to that number. For me personally, it's not a goal that needs to go out for 12 months. It's something that I can attain within the first few months of the year, but I need to apply myself and work hard. So I have adjusted that goal to not be a year-long goal, but to be a goal that I will achieve within the first quarter of the year. So guys, now that you know that SMART acronym, and hopefully that gives you a guide to help set your goals by, I want to share with you a few tips that my husband and I use to set our goals. Now what we do is we set goals each and every month, as you've seen in our budget video. We break down basically our large goal that we'd like to achieve throughout the year, and we break it down into a monthly increments as well as daily within that month that we're planning our budget in. So whether it's financial, whether it's personal, like whether it's about our relationship and our marriage, whether it's something for our son or our home, we break down our goals and make sure that they fit within that time frame that we're looking at. If a goal needs to be adjusted, that's always totally fine to do so, but you want to make sure you're always moving forward. So tip number one that I have for you is to set incremental goals. So again, weight loss is such an easy one to use. So I'll say, I'd like to lose 50 pounds this year. In the first quarter, I want to be down 15 pounds, right? Being down 15 pounds gets you on a really good trajectory to hitting that goal of 50 pounds before the end of the year. If you just say, I'd like to lose 50 pounds this year, and then you kind of just like sit back on your laurels and like don't really think about that goal or really put it into action and break it down, number one, 50 pounds can seem really daunting. That's a lot to have to lose in 1 year, or to want to lose. So looking at that big goal can be intimidating, but if if you just break it down, then it's easier to accomplish. Saying I want to lose 15 pounds within the first quarter, which means 5 pounds, right, within the first 3 months of the year. So that's pretty easy to do. You know that you just need to maybe make a couple of changes within your diet, and you can set those weekly. So for instance, what I do is I know that I want to lose weight. So what I'll start doing is I will have... Alright guys, so tip number 1 that I have for you is to set incremental goals. So again, weight loss is such an easy one to use. So I'll say I'd like to lose 50 pounds this year. In the first quarter, I want to be down 15 pounds, right? Being down 15 pounds gets you on a really good trajectory to hitting that goal of 50 pounds before the end of the year. If you just say, I'd like to lose 50 pounds this year, and then you kind of just like sit back on your laurels and like don't really think about that goal or really put it into action and break it down, number one, 50 pounds can seem really daunting. That's a lot to have to lose in 1 year, or to want to lose. So looking at that big goal can be intimidating, but if you just break it down, then it's easier to accomplish. Saying I want to lose 15 pounds within the first quarter, which means 5 pounds, right, within the first 3 months of the year. So that's pretty easy to do. You know that you just need to maybe make a couple of changes within your diet, and you can set those weekly. So for instance, what I do is I know that I want to lose weight. So what I'll start doing is I will have a salad for lunch every day of the week. And I know that just replacing whatever I was eating for lunch before with a salad helps me to get more greens in, which is lower calorie food, but it helps to fill you up. So automatically I'm already kind of putting myself on the path to losing a little bit of weight there. And then just tweaking a couple of extra habits or other things that you may have picked up along the way that aren't necessarily the healthiest can really help you to get on your way towards hitting that goal. So then I would add in like working out consistently and drinking enough water and things like that. So making those small changes will get you moving towards your goal. So once you make those small changes to your daily habits, it's really easy to continue making changes and see your goal hit by making incremental changes in your life. Guys, so tip number 1 is to break it down, set incremental goals within your big goal. Tip number 2 is to check in regularly on your progress. This, I think, is where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to their goal setting. You want to make sure that you're not just setting a big goal and expecting to check in at the end of the year and say, okay, did I hit that? You want to make sure that when you're setting a big goal, you are checking in consistently to make sure that you're on your way to achieving that goal. So for instance, my husband and I, our goal is to get the rest of our debt paid off. We know that we have to pay about $1,000 a month on our debt from here until the end of the year. Now, if we are not hitting that goal monthly, then we know we need to make some adjustments, but we have to check in each month and see where we are as far as hitting that goal in order to know if we need to make an adjustment up or down, or if we're going to just hit our goal a little bit faster than we expected. So we have to check in regularly to make sure that we are on pace. If you don't check in, then really it's like you write a goal and you just fold it up and like throw it away. Right? You write something down and you just aren't paying attention to it. You have to pay attention to what you want to achieve. And really what we pay attention to is what changes. That's what gets the needle moving, is paying attention to things and making conscious decisions to change those aspects of your life that you're really trying to achieve. Okay, guys, and the third goal is to set stretch goals. Now, this might be a little bit new for you, so I'll break it down and kind of explain what I mean. I personally set a goal for, kind of each area of my life, but then I also set a stretch goal. So that is a goal that goes a little bit above and beyond what your actual goal is. Now, this may sound a little bit crazy to some people, and you may just think, well, why wouldn't you just set that as your goal to begin with? Personally, I like the little bit of competition and challenge that it gives within myself. So I'm a pretty competitive person by nature, and so setting a stretch goal on my regular goals really gives me something to work a little bit harder for. So for instance, say I want to lose 15 pounds within the first couple of months of the year. Well, I would push myself and say, what if I could lose 20 pounds? 15 would be great, 15 would be hitting my goal, but I wonder if I could push myself a little bit harder, do a little bit more, work out a little bit harder, eat a little bit better, not have quite as many treat meals, and really get to that 20 pounds. Like, that would be awesome. So I know that I'll be able to hit that goal of 15 but going above and beyond would be even better. So just giving myself like that little extra incentive, and it kind of just like plays a little psychological game with myself to really challenge myself to do as well as I possibly can, not just achieve that goal, which again would be great to hit that goal, but to get a little bit extra, a little bit further would be even better. I feel like this is really the people who, like in school, you were the person who was like, okay, we have a report and it takes X, Y, and Z to get 100, but what about getting 105? Like, can I do extra credit? Is there extra things I can do? That's really where this comes into play. That's totally my mentality. I like to get that little extra where I can and when I can. So guys, now I want to share with you a few of the goals my husband and I have set for this year for ourselves. Some of these apply to only me personally, and some of them apply to us as a couple. Okay, so my personal goal number 1 is to lose my pregnancy weight. I am still a little bit above my pre-pregnancy weight, and so I really want to get rid of that weight. So my personal stretch goal for this goal is to get back into the best shape that I ever was, which I was about between 135 to 140, and I was working out consistently. I felt really strong. I could literally do anything pretty much physically that I wanted to, and so I want to get back to that place of just feeling really good and really confident in my own skin. So that's my number 1 goal. Another goal that we have is to read through the Bible in 1 year. Now this is something I've never done personally. My husband does this pretty much every year, but we decided to do this together. So each evening we sit down and we read through the Bible for the passages for that day, and it's been so incredibly fulfilling and rewarding and enriching and just enlightening to study the scriptures together and really go back to a foundation that we'd set for ourselves when we were first dating. So we're really enjoying that, and it's going really well so far. The next goal we have is to pay off our debt, which I've shared with you guys. So we have about $18,000 that we want to get paid off if we sell my car. So that goal has us paying about $1,000 a month, not including bonuses, tax returns, things like that. So that's another big goal for us, and that's going to be a lot. That is our stretch goal for our debt. Our original goal was to get paid off about $10,000 this year, so our stretch goal is to get all of it gone. So we'll keep you guys posted on that for sure. Another goal we have is to tithe 12% of our income monthly. This is a kind of initiative that our whole church is doing. We're doing a lot as far as sowing into the kingdom, so above our tithe, and really being able to make a big impact on the world around us. And so that is our goal. That's what we decided to on personally. It stretches us for sure, but it's something that's really rewarding and exciting to see happen. Another goal I have is to play the keys comfortably for my own personal worship, and eventually, not this year, I want to get to a point where I'm able to play as a part of our worship team with the keys. Now, I am on the worship team. I have been since we've been at our church, and I sing, but I don't play an instrument publicly. So I want to get myself comfortable doing so privately this year, and then eventually branch out as I grow in that skill. Another big goal that I have is for my YouTube community, which is to grow that to 10,000 this year. I feel like this is a pretty big goal for me because my channel has gone pretty slowly, but I know that's really a lot has to do with me. So my goal is to be consistent and to post 2 videos every single week, which means 104 videos this year of really great content, that things that will be beneficial to people, that are educational, that are, you know, a little fun here and there, right? Just throw that in, but really to help others, because I'm here not just to share our journey and our story, even though that's a big part of what I'm doing, but I'm here to help encourage and, you know, enlighten others as well in their journey. So I hope to be a beacon and really use my channel to do the most good that I can. So those are our goals for this year, or more my personal goals, as well as a couple for my husband. I would love to know what your goals are, so let me know in a comment down below. And how do you set your goals? Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so that you can join me here every week where we talk about money and family and everything in between. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.